I'm legit pissed right now because my phone just stopped the camera without finishing my video. I spent about 30 minutes recording, going over everything, whatever the case. So I'm going to skip the part where I went over my cash lineups from earlier and what I'm doing and how I'm cashing. I'm going to go straight to the first look lineup. Typically, the first look is what you're going off of your gut feeling for. People can start their first look and build their lineup by starting off at a certain position. They can start putting in their value first, then their studs. Some people, have a mixture. Some people put in their studs first, whatever the case. Me, I'm going to go ahead and start the point guard position. I'm going to go to center. Then I'm going to go to these middle positions. I'm going to try to break it down as much as I can. Westbrook, cash game staple. He's viable in cash at any point in time. I don't care who he's playing. I don't care what the pace is. I really and truly do not care. You can play Westbrook at any given time in any cash game. You want to seek 5X. Obviously, get that 300 target with the $60,000 salary. I mean, if you get 4.75X for your whole lineup, you're at 275 points. That's probably getting you by in a good chunk of cash games. But we try to seek 5X. That way we have the upside to cash and other things such as GPPs, satellites, and multi-man matchups. So that's the plan here. We're shooting for 5X. 5X is what we're shooting for. If we can get 4.5X at some places, we're fine because we'll make that up with some of the value guys. The shorter the slate, obviously the lower the floor is or whatnot. So the cash line's probably not going to be as high. So if you ever want to play in Westbrook, I don't care. Fire him up. He's guaranteed to get you 55 points in any game, just about. Except this game, I think this is a blowout. I don't know. It's a couple of games where he's not, but ever since he's taken over, he's pretty much a lock for cash games. I mean, fire him up. I'm never going to fault you for that. I'm personally not taking him for other reasons. Lonzo Ball, I have a Lonzo Ball man crush. He does not shoot well, but he does. He just gets points. He just gets fantasy points. I mean, he just gets fantasy points. At this valuation, it's not Shark Tank. At this price point, you need 37.5 to hit your 5X value. I mean, he can hit it. Clearly, he can hit it. I mean, outside of this Charlotte game, this guy, I think this must have been a blow. There was something weird that happened that he only played 22 minutes. This is a minutes thing right here. This was a minutes thing too, actually, in Charlotte. But when he's getting his minutes, I mean, he's there. Like he's a. I mean, when he gets his minutes, he does it. Like, literally, the only thing that stops this dude is minutes, as you see. Literally, 21 minutes. 21 minutes, 12 points. 20 minutes, 22 points. Of course, Memphis defense, that'll stop some things. What else? 26 minutes, 19 points. When this dude gets his minutes, he produces fantasy numbers. This is a 5 turnover game, so that's a little lower. So I'm okay with saying he has a 4X floor. 4X for him is 30. I'm okay with saying that's his floor. That's being generous because if you're looking at these games right here, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, he's basically hit 4.8X in every single game. He just gets his numbers. And it's amazing. The game that he scored the most real points, he scored the least fantasy points in the last 6 games. This dude just fills the stat sheet up with rebounds, assists, and some points here and there, blocker steal. He's always good for 1 or 2 defensive stats. Plug him in your lineups. Until they want to raise this dude's price up, plug him in. The industry won't raise his price because he can't shoot. They have this dude under 7K on DraftKings. Fire his ass up on DraftKings too, please and thank you. Kyrie Irving, he scores. He's definitely good for cash. I wouldn't fault you if you want to plug him in at all. For the sake of this video, because I know what the future of this video will hold, I'll go ahead and plug him in for the time being and see where we go from there. I mean, but he puts up the numbers. He's guaranteed to get you 20 plus real points, plus whatever peripheral stats that he gets. He averages 25 points a game. So, just based on what he averages, he's, viable cash game play. Wizards defense are not a monster defensively. I just hate the Wizards because all their games are blowouts. They're either blowing somebody out or getting blown out. They annoy me. John Wall, I don't really touch anybody against Boston defense. Boston's a very good defensive team, even though it is Kyrie defense. And I'm not getting John Wall until I see that his minutes are back and his production is back. I'm just not paying for a guy that's been out and then has come back and played very low minutes and thus have produced very low. I'm not paying $8,500 for that. For what? No. We have Lonzo, Jeff Teague. He's intriguing. It's Lakers defense, so Lakers defense and the pace up always adds value to whomever it is. He's not the most consistent, but he can put up the numbers. I don't know what happened in this Portland game. A couple of these games, he can put up the numbers. Like, I will be okay if you want to play him. As I said, he gets a bump because it's Lakers defense. So it's going to be more possessions. It's going to be a pace-up game. It's going to be longer shots, which means longer rebounds and more transition, more turnovers, things like that. That's why I would relatively be okay if you want to play Jeff T. Jarrett Jack, you can play him. I mean, he's been getting 20, 20, 20, 22, 21, 22, whatever the case. I won't go this low for point guard, even though it is Philly defense. I'm just not playing Jarrett Jack because his name is Jarrett Jack. And if you have a cash game lineup that you want safety, are you ever going to want to rely on Jarrett Jack to give you safety? I'll let you answer that yourself. So we go there. Center, Embiid. I'm not willing to pay for Embiid. He is very block dependent. It's hard to say that a person is defensive stat dependent, but he is at this price point. He has to get 54 points to hit value. He can't do that if he does not get multiple blocks and steals. Granted, he has the talent and he usually does do that, but I'm never ever going to rely on blocks and steals to get me by in my cash game. So because of this price point and because he's block and steal dependent, more such block dependent, I'm not taking Embiid in cash. I don't mind you taking him in GPP because he's Joel Embiid and his upside is immense, as we see. I'm not taking him in cash. If you don't believe me, I'll prove it. At this price point, he will need 54 to hit value. This game right here is the only game that he hit the value without the massive number of blocks, and it was barely. And he had 8 assists to do it. He was basically playing point guard. 64 points, had 5 blocks. 51 points, had 4 blocks. Guess what? 0 blocks, 34 points. Oh, come on. Somebody got to get me a mouse for Christmas. I hate these little pads on the laptops. In any event, Lakers, 5 blocks, 64 points. 4 blocks, 54. 0 blocks. 4 blocks, 59 points. 0 blocks, 42. 0 blocks, 38. 2 blocks, 45. 2 blocks, 36. 1 block, 33. 7 blocks, 93. 1 block, 50. So you understand that he's very block dependent. I'm not relying on that in my cash games. I'm just not. Sorry. Towns, it is Lakers. They suck at rebounding. But Towns has been, off the last couple of games, but he has had a hot streak. I would be okay maybe if you want to play him in cash, but for this price point, I'm just not going to play him. He hasn't really done much. I mean, in the last few games to warrant you paying this much, seeking that 53 and a half points for him. Love, he's definitely safe. Never against you playing Love. I just hate paying up for center, and I hate the fact that Love is a center on FanDuel. Whatever the case. Gortat seems to play good defense sometimes. Horford, he definitely can fill up the stat sheet. I don't think he's as consistent as he needs to be to go into a cash game lineup, though. He just has games where he's putting up triple-double numbers, and he has games where he falls asleep. So I'm okay with Horford, passing with Horford until he drops under 6,500. Cantor, yeah, okay, I'm not playing. I'm not going to go through every game log. Randall at 5,900, I'm not playing him because Luke Walton is a retarded coach. Holmes, I'm not playing him because Embiid and Quinn, no one's hurt. It leads me to Gortat. This dude, I don't understand why he doesn't get the minutes that he should get. I mean, he literally got less than 20 minutes the last 2 games, and he's the freaking starting center. It is Boston, who they really can't rebound well, and although I do not like taking players against Boston, this guy is just too cheap to be a starting center. He just is. And I'm not really taking him necessarily saying that he's a good player or he's the nuts or he's the lock. But the center position, this is literally the only place I can land on. I have to get someone that's cheap enough to warrant me playing him because he only needs 21 points to hit value. So he's cheap enough for me to warrant playing him. But he's a starter. So, I mean, he's at least going to be on the court. And hopefully he gets hot. Like, this stat line is ridiculously shitty for him. Like, it's ridiculously bad. I don't understand what the Wizards are doing right now. They need to play their damn center. I don't understand what they're doing. Their slurping mics got a little bit too hard. Whatever the case, but I'm going to plug him in because if he does whiff and gets 2-3x, then I'm only missing out on 8 or 10 points, which hopefully I can make up elsewhere. That's the story with center. On to the next. Power forward. Not playing Ben Simmons. He may be guarding the unicorn who may get him in foul trouble. And I'm just not willing to pay that much and seek 48 points in a cash game lineup. Or seek 47 points in a cash game lineup when he's not consistently putting up the numbers. He can put up the numbers, but I'm just not relying on the inconsistency of him putting up numbers at this price point. Especially on FanDuel where you don't get a triple-double bonus. Kristaps Porzingis, I don't know if he's all the way back and all the way right yet. Plus, he's going to have Embiid inside. Maybe Simmons inside. I'm okay at paying this price for him. Draymond, good play, fills up the stat sheet. Maybe he's still a little hurt. He just doesn't do enough, even with Curry out, to warrant me paying that much for. I'm not paying that much. I'm not seeking 44 points from Draymond in a cash game. I'm just not. Like I said, especially on FanDuel where there's no triple-double bonus, so it's not even worth it in GPP for me. He was hurt, came back 36, 35. Okay, wow. What are you doing? What are you doing? Even on the day where you stuff the stat sheet like you normally do, it's still 36 because you turn the ball over. Whatever. I'll pass on Draymond. I don't need him. Kuzma. People will chase Kuzma. I'm hoping that the price doesn't move people off of him. It moved me off of him because at this point he needs 33 points. For this one, you have to look at the game log because you have to understand that this dude has went bonkers. Now, unless he's going to all of a sudden become the MVP of the league, what he's doing is not sustainable. He's not going to give you 38 and 7. He's not going to give you 27 and 14 on a consistent basis. This game against Portland right here tonight is more like about his speed. It's more about like what he does and what he should be doing. I mean, it doesn't link up right with his average. And, these games are outliers. And I'm hoping that these outliers make people pay this price for him. I'm not paying this price for him in cash games. Just because I'm not paying this price for him in cash games. Power forward is a horrible position because like everybody worth any amount, everybody worth anything is too expensive for me to play them in cash. Except Jordan Bell. I never play Jason Tatum in cash. I hate playing Celtics. Only reason I'm playing Kyrie is because it's Kyrie. I hate playing the Celtics. They suck. I hate them. Jordan Bell, I'm gonna lock and load him. I'm not gonna show his game log. You know what he's been doing. Hopefully, if you haven't, then you don't need to be. If you don't know what Jordan Bell has been doing, then you need to be watching this video because you need DFS help. Jordan Bell has been eating and he's been doing big man things, getting rebounds, getting points. He's actually been playing legitimate big man minutes. About 25 a game, and he's been doing good at it. In Cleveland, they're old. And he's athletic. He's going to take advantage of it and probably get a lot of rebounds and probably get a lot of athletic points that he can get because he's him. So I'm going to fire him up. Beasley, he screwed me. Anderson, even though he has great road splits, I'm not taking him in cash. Can't trust it. Not enough usage. Markieff, as I said, Washington doesn't know what to do with the minutes. Dean, no one's hurt. No need for me to fire him up. West, no. Scott has come back down to earth. I mean, so it's just like, what the heck do I do? I'm not playing Booker or Amir as long as there's no one hurt. It's like I'm forced to play Nance. But as I said, this is like only because of money and like there's no one else starting that I want to pay up for. So that's the reason I have to play Nance. There's some times where you're going to have to make a play with somebody that you really don't necessarily want to play, but just the situation kind of forces you to play them. That's how I feel about Nance and Gortat. I don't really necessarily want to play them or want to have to play them, but if I'm going to force myself to play someone that I don't like, they're not going to be expensive. I'm not going to force myself to play someone that's $8,000 if I don't think he get 40. But I'll force myself to play someone that's, $4K or $4.5K, so that if he does miss or he does have a 3 or 4X game, it's not hurting me as much as missing with that $8,000 guy. So that's the reason I'm plugging in Nance, even though I don't like him. Now you got some studs left. You got some cash left. Currently, you have 2 studs left right now. You have LeBron. No, you have 3. You have LeBron, Harden, Durant. Okay. First of all, if you're deciding between studs of about the same price at different positions, you have to look at the position of players outside of the stud. What I mean is that, first of all, I'm going to eliminate one of these studs. I'm going to eliminate Durant because he's had some dud games. in a cash game lineup, I'm just not willing to pay this price for him. He's more expensive than LeBron. I'm not willing to pay this price for him, especially with Jordan Bell doing what he's doing. Jordan Bell has gotten 10 rebounds the last couple of games. That's taking rebounds away from Durant. It just is 6 and 7. Jordan Bell's got 10 and 10 in his last games when Durant was getting 11, 11, 9, 10, or whatever the case. So Jordan Bell is taking a little bit of production away from Durant. Draymond being back is taking assists away from Durant. You know what I mean? So I'm not inclined to trust him as much as I was before at this price point where I have to get 60 to hit value. I'm okay with not going Durant, especially when I have LeBron. Even if you just look at the game loss alone, I mean, LeBron is far and away the play because he's been, I mean, look how close to 60. I mean, boom, boom. This wasn't as big, but look at the raw points you're getting. You know what I mean? You're just getting the raw points. You're getting the production. You're guaranteed to get these numbers from LeBron. This was a blowout game, if I'm not mistaken. This is Memphis paced down. You understand what I'm saying? Like, I mean, this may have been a blowout. He only played 31 minutes, but he got 52 points. I mean, what do you want me to say if you're going to even choose between LeBron and Durant? I'm going to save the $100 and take LeBron. Thank you. Now, the reason I'm going to go LeBron, first of all, let me show you why you may not be able to go LeBron and Harden. Well, because you got Kyrie. I mean, good luck. Okay? But with Harden, yeah, I mean, he's the play. I mean, Chris Paul's out. He's gonna get the ball. He's gonna shoot. He's gonna get the assist. He's gonna do this. I don't know if he's as safe as LeBron because he doesn't get the rebounds like LeBron gets. He does score, and he probably touches the ball and hits the ball maybe just as much or maybe a little more. But the reason I'm taking LeBron is because I like the shooting guard position overall more than I like the small forward position. And that's the difference. If you don't take LeBron or Durant, you have to find two shooting guards that you trust in your cash game that you're willing to put in your cash games. Okay? Conversely, if you don't take Harden, you have to find two shooting guards. Whatever, you get the point. If you don't take Harden, you got to take two shooting guards outside of Harden. If you don't take LeBron or Durant, you got to take two small forwards outside of them. I like the shooting guard position overall better. I mean, there are some small forward options, not much. I'm not paying for Robert Covington unless Embiid is out. Jaylen Brown, no. Trevor Ariza, he's had that big game. I'm not going to rely on that because now you're looking for 27, 28 points when he's been consistently getting 24 to 25 points prior to his big game. I'm not going to let this big game force me to do something crazy because I was against the Lakers. Courtney Lee, you could probably play him in cash. I'm okay if you play him in cash. It is Philly defense, but he might be guarded by Covington, so I don't know how that affects him or not. Well, whatever the case, you know what I mean? That's fine. I'm not paying Casby with Draymond back. Tucker, no. I mean, you could probably still play Tucker. I'm probably not. Like I said, I like to secure my bag and secure my minutes, especially on a short slate. Oubre, owning GPP, or if Porter was out, don't let that last game fool you because it's going to trap you. He played a lot because it was a blowout. Shooting guard, I like the position overall better than I like small forward, which is why I'm going LeBron over Harden. I hate Klay Thompson. If you know me, you know I'm part of Team Never Klay. I hate taking Klay Thompson. I feel as if he is literally like this dude's price does not go up, and it's for a good reason. This dude's upside is like retardedly capped. The whole starting lineup can be out for Golden State, and he may get 6x. I hate this dude. But for the purpose of this slate, and for the purpose of me not being selfish and not letting my opinion of Klay Thompson steer you to wrong information, I'm going to fire up Klay Thompson in this particular lineup. And probably in my main lineup because, his upside sucks. His floor is actually good. This game was weird. That's a weird game. But outside of that game, his floor is like 4x at this price point. That's a strong floor. I mean, if your floor is 4x, even if your ceiling is 6x, that's the quintessential cash game play. You want to guarantee your points. As close to guaranteed as you can. Obviously, there's no such thing as guaranteed points. If you could guarantee anything, then this wouldn't be a competitive industry. Everyone would be tied up at the top, chopping the first place prize. But you want, as surefire points as you can get. out of a player. And if your floor is 4x, then that's a good look. KCP, he's priced up. He might be guarded by Butler, so I'm not willing to pay a higher price for a guy that's probably going to be guarded by one of the best defenders in the league. I'm not playing Dwayne Wade. I don't like playing Dwayne Wade unless there's an injury. He plays in the second unit, so it's like if something goes wrong, the second unit, someone gets hot, the game is close and second unit plays less, then it reduces his minutes. He's just not safe enough to pay $5,300 for. If he was like $4K like the other shooting guards, I'll probably fire him up. But I'm not going to rely on him to get me 26.5 points. You know what I mean? I just can't trust him. For some reason, he went on this mega hot streak right here. It was weird because I think I started taking him in this game right here. It was really weird, but then he just started telling off. I don't understand why. I don't know what rotations they're doing, but I don't understand how you're paying the same amount of minutes, but your production is dropping by 20 fantasy points in the game. It's so weird to me, this thing with Dwayne Wade. I have no clue. But in any event, I'm not taking him in cash, so it doesn't matter. Especially with Corver and J.R. Smith. I mean, there's really no need to go down here. KCP's playing, so no need to take Josh Hart. I'm not taking that. If you see these guys, come on, man. No. We're not taking these. We're not taking these guys. J.R. Smith. No. Who said J.R. Smith? We're not taking J.R. Smith. If I ever see any of you with J.R. Smith in your cash game lineup, I will challenge you for everything in your bankroll, and I will take all of your money if you ever in your life put J.R. Smith in any cash game lineup that you ever create until he retires. I better not ever see him in any cash game. I don't care who's hurt. I don't care who start. I never want to see J.R. Smith in the cash game lineup. So you got 5,600 left, and you've eliminated all other options. Not only does this option fit the price, I would take him if I didn't know I had this so much left, because he benefits probably second most. He probably benefits more than Harden, because Harden's still going to do what he does, but Gordon is going to get way more shots and way more looks than before. If you look at the difference in Gordon since Paul went out, it's legit. He's getting shots up. He's mildly scoring dependent. All he really does is score. But when you're shooting more shots and you're a good shooter, then boom. And when you're playing you're playing on the average 8 more minutes a game, and you're priced at this price, well, you need what? What does he need? 28 points to hit value? He's been banging it. Ever since pulling out 20, he went from 26 to 29 minutes. Now playing 35 to 39. So fire him up. That's my reason for firing him up. He's gonna shoot. He's gonna get open looks. He's gonna probably knock a lot of them down because he's a good shooter. So I look over my lineup. Now I knew how this video would end because I recorded it already. So this is not how it ended last time. As I told you, I'm okay with you playing Kyrie and I'm okay with you playing Lee. But there's another combination that you can go that costs the exact same that I'm gonna go with. First of all, it's Lakers defense. It's a pace-up game, and I do like stacking both point guards in a game if I think the total is going to be high. Although Teague hasn't been the most consistent in the world, I still think he has a decent floor. And as I say, he's going against Lakers defense, so it's going to be a lot more long rebounds. It's going to be probably some more loose balls for him to steal, some more fast breaks for him to get cheap assists, cheap layups, things like that. You want to take these things into consideration, who they're playing. You understand? So... outside of this game right here, he relatively has like a 3.9x floor. Not the best play in the world, but it frees up the perfect amount of money that I want to spend. I'm going to take Courtney Lee out because I'm not too excited about him. I'm going to get somebody that's priced too cheap for who he is. This dude's the second best player on this team. He's going against a fast-playing team, and the game it should be close, I'm guessing. I mean, Harden is good enough to keep the spread close enough, and it should be a faster paced game. And he's the best player on this team, so I'm okay with playing Paul George. He has the safeness and he has the upside. So this is my first look lineup: Ball, Teague, Thompson, Gordon, LeBron, Paul George, Jordan Bell, Larry Nance, and Marcin Gortat. I'm going to put this in maybe a free lineup, and I'm going to put like in GPP or something. I'm going to keep track of it, and we're going to recap it so we can see how it did and to see if going with your first gut, if that can get you into the cash line and the double up. That's what I ultimately want to test with the first looks, because this DFS isn't as hard as you make it sometimes. You obviously have to keep track of the news, but a lot of DFS is filtering out the news that you need to hear and filtering out the news that you don't need to hear, because not all news is necessary. Not all news should make you jump. You know what I'm saying? So barring injury, this is going to be my lineup. And I might run this in cash. Like this, I feel like I've made my cash lineup. Like I feel good about it. And if you want to go through it, I think this can get me 270, or more. You know what I mean? So that's really what it's about, is securing what you feel you need to secure. I feel like just say T gets me 25, just say Clay gets me, and these aren't even all 5x values that I'm naming. I'm going to still get you to a number that you're going to feel comfortable with running out in your head-to-heads or your double ups to cash in. And that's the goal. T, he can get you, 25? That's being modest. Clay can get you 30. That's being modest. That's 55. Gordon, looks like he can get 30. He's being at 30. That's 85. LeBron been getting 60. It's 145. Even if he got 55, that's 140. Like I said, I'm being modest. Paul George, if he gets you 30? Paul George getting you just 30? Yeah, okay. Where we're at? Where we're at now? 170? Jordan Bell can get you 20, 25. That's 195. Nance getting you 20? It's 215. Gortat get you 15 and 20. It's 235. I literally just gave nobody on my team 5x value. Nobody. And I got you to 235. So you take a couple of these guys and you give them 5x value. And where would you be at? And then you take maybe one of these guys to give them 6 or 7x value. And where would you be at? So you want to secure that floor, and you want to secure your minutes, you want to secure that bag, you want to secure the usage. So we'll recap this lineup. I hope it helped y'all with a foundation and with some mindset about some of these players. And good luck. And if anybody want to run this lineup and see what it does for them, then let me know, because I would love to see the results of it.